I am just starting off here with, a suggestion from one of the fellow stackers and influencers amongst the community, which is 365. You'll see him around on Facebook groups, you'll see him around all over, but of course, he's best known for being in Stacker Social. So, big shout out to everyone there. Sorry, guys, I haven't really been in much. Kind of busy doing my own thing. But yeah, there we are. Let me just get everything else sorted out and ready. I wasn't expecting this new app to work as quickly as it has. Blistering Barnacles, my man, how are you? It's super nice to see you. I am trying to do something here that, well, 365 from Stacker Social had recommended. And I'm going to do it live on screen, and hopefully it'll become quite successful. So we'll see. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be, but we will see indeed. Let's see here. Trying to find where the heck I can go to get to my doodah. So I'm using two different bits at the same time. There we are. I can mute that now and put the chat up on the side. Excellent. Yeah, I am. Good to see you, mate. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Right, so big hello and welcome. So here's the big thing. 365 has just made a YouTube short, and he of course was featuring gold, and he was talking about copper spots. Now, as you can see here, I got plenty of stuff in here. I didn't realize how big my screen was going to turn out to be, but don't worry, we'll do it. So we were talking about gold and copper spots, and I actually commended him because he had done something I'd never seen before, and something that I thought is actually worthwhile to give a try, because copper spotting with gold, can be a little bit tricky, and no one wants their gold obviously to have copper spots. So I'm going to do something that, oh, cheers, buddy. See, I need to get that Discord thing sorted out because my videos don't go to Discord anymore for some reason. Um, but, and for another reason, I'm not getting a lot of, other people's content. Some content's just absolutely missing. I have to actively search for it. So yeah, I am on it. If you guys think that, I haven't been around or whatever, say hi to me somewhere and I'm gonna actively go and search for your channel. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna put away all of the extra gold here that I don't need. And I got two pieces of gold that have, unfortunately, copper spots, which are little buggers. They're just, well, as it suggests, little blobs or bits of copper that have managed to make their way onto onto the gold. Now, of course, I only buy 3 or 4 nines fine gold. So, should I even have copper spots is another question. However, with 3 nines, you can see. Now, I've already busted these open. I'm going to show you guys where I do have some marks. So let me zoom in really quickly here. And we'll first show you the Britannia, if it'll show. Right, there you can, if I get out a little pen. You can easily see on the B, there's that hue. It's a copper hue. Not cool, man, not cool. And if I take a look here, now this is on a Pressburg Mint one. There was, and I'm just going to go around right to her face. Desperately trying to see if it's going to show. Probably won't, but there's a little copper spot there. So I'm going to try the Pressburg Mint one first. And then I'm going to attempt the second one. So in order to do this, what I've been suggested to do is, one, don't drink it. This is just some soapy water. Normal soapy water. You're going to want this on standby, and that is, of course, so that you can deal with your silver debt. Now, don't let this bottle fool you. I have a very large jug, and I decant it in regular amounts into little bits like this, especially when I'm working in the workshop. It makes my life super easy. So this is Goddard's Silver Dip. If I had more time, I would have gone out and I would have shown you guys what I was going to do. But I don't. It shouldn't really be breathing it indoors. It's one of the recommendations. It says I'm indoors, but I got plenty of room. So there we go. You also don't want to be touching the stuff with your skin. So I do have gloves. It's not going to really burn you. Well, it hasn't burned me. I'm not going to say it won't burn you. So let's stick with just the basics here. I also got myself a felt pad. Now this is a really fine, light felt pad. So this way I can look at it and clean it off after I've patted it down dry with, and I have some tissues over here. So I got a few of these already rolled up, waiting to go. Just because, I don't want anything, affecting stuff. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to put one of those under here and the water bit next to it. What I've just done that you can't see off camera is I've just moved so that I got something underneath each of them. I don't want to damage my table, but I got plenty of stuff to go and clean it with. So I have no problems with what he said, and I have zero problems believing what he's mentioned. So I'm going to put both of them in at the same time, but I'm going to do one at various stages. Let me just grab, I'm looking for my jeweler's magnification glass. There it is. Glass as well. Because I'm not in the workshop. I don't have everything to hand. But I do want to grab my jeweler's magnification glass over there. It came out really well. Yeah, sorry. I didn't see the text. I'm having to look over at the side, bud, so apologies. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over here. I'm going to zoom out ever so slightly so you guys can see this. And, it's gold as long as I'm gentle enough with it. It's fine. So I got one Britannia. And I got one from the Pressburg Mint. Carefully just place these in here. There we go. Okay, so the time now is 10:46 according to my computer. I shall leave those in for a few seconds. I will be swapping those over and putting them in. In fact, I'm just going to leave them in, but I'm going to get ready for the water there. And everything else sorted. So yeah, this is what's going to happen. We're going to move stuff along. I'm just making sure I got which capsule goes with which. And I feel that, there's no harm that can be done. I do want to say that one of the videos I have seen, and it wasn't by 365, it was by another influencer, if you want to call us that, was to take a torch, a blowtorch, to slightly get rid of, I don't understand this, to slightly get rid of the copper toning or whatever, okay? And let me tell you why that is wrong, scientifically speaking. If you start heating up these copper spots, okay, which are not too far away from silver for the melting point, and again, really not too far away from the temperature for gold either. I know there's about 100 odd difference there, but you could introduce that copper into the metal of gold. The molecules will bond, so don't do it. I'm going to say that very clearly. Do not try to get away with fire. It's a stupid idea. I'm going to be blatantly honest with you. Anyone who does that, don't. I will guarantee you that if you send that same piece back to an assay office, a proper assay office, they'll do an XRF scan. It will fail on 24 karat. In fact, that piece now may actually be prominent, because a lot of the times these copper spottings or whatever may just be because of something that they've done to polish or clean them, and they've sat on top of it. It could be a tiny bit of filing or something, and it's made its mark. So be warned, don't screw about with it. Don't use heat to alleviate that as a problem. Right, onwards with the first bit. Hello, Lee. Hello, Dr. Hugh. Well, Dr. Hugh. Oh my God, Doctor Who. Annie, hello. Sorry, none of those messages were coming up. So I'm having to flip over and look at my computer off to the side. I'm gloving up because I'm going to take the first one out and get ready for it. And I'm going to leave the second one in for a little bit longer. So the first one, I'm going to pull out. You guys can see it, it's even dripping, okay? And it does smell a bit like rotten eggs, dare I say. So, before I continue with any of this, I'm going to actually put this in the soapy water. Just give it a nice kind of cuddle. Let it sit. Clean it off. I want to make sure that I stop any of the process of the chemical process between this and the gold and the copper. So now that is nice and clean and shiny, I can continue with, you can see the bubbles there, continue with the next phase, which is gently cleaning it. And that's why I got my jeweler's loupe as well. And look how shiny that is already. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop my jeweler's loupe on quickly. Sorry that you won't be able to see this physically, but you can assure that I will be looking. Okay, and I can still see a mark under there. So I'm going to just gently, with this very fibrous polishing cloth, give it a nice little rub just to clean it, because it's right under her chin. And I know the Britannia one will be much easier to see, everyone, because that was right on the B at the edge, and you guys saw that. So this one here, I just wanted to see if it's going to make it go away or not, or we'll see. This may need another dip. Who knows? Yeah, I'm going to stick this one. Oops. I'm going to stick this one back in because it still is a little bit underneath. It's in a really awkward spot, and I don't want to scratch the coin. So let's put that one back in, and let's pull out the American one at the same time. Because it was a 46, Yep, so this has been about, oh, I don't know how long now, 6 minutes. So I'm pulling out the American one, or I'm trying to at least. And sorry, I'm trying to film, I can't really film this on camera because it's like fishing in a barrel. Meaning you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to find out which is which. That's the other one. That's the American one. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go straight into the soapy water. And I hope this works because I noticed that when I was doing one of these videos before, showing off some of my gold, that some of these had these, you know, a couple of them had these little marks on it, and it peeved me off. Right. Well, still see it there. Don't know what I'm doing that's slightly different, but just gonna give it a little rub, a little clean. Nice and gentle. It's coming off. It is indeed coming off. But yeah, definitely never add heat to these things. See there, it's almost all the way off. So I'm going to dip that little end in some of the dippy sauce. I'm not going to dry it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use it, kind of work with it, and see if it can come off, and then put it inside of the soapy water afterwards. I mean, at the end of the day, precious metals, you gotta still be really careful with them. I never recommend cleaning them. I usually stay away from this, but you know, I thought it was so cool of an idea that, well, why not give it a go, see if it works. It's not going to harm the value. At the end of the day, it's you know, these are 1/10 of gold, so they're going to be 1/10 ounces of gold. Regardless, you know, obviously what you don't want to do is you don't want to damage the whole thing and get it like milky or cloudy or somehow. I don't know if you can, but don't know if you could just see it right where my finger's touching. It's almost 100% gone. So that's some residue there, so I can get it cleaned off. So yeah, and I'll go back because I still have that other one in the solution. So I'm happy that it's going to be fine. I've actually, a lot of people are really worried about the solution and thinking, oh my God, you know, it's like 6 minutes or whatever. Don't panic. It's I've left an ounce of silver in it overnight, and I did it deliberately, and it didn't damage it, so I was okay. I may have lost micro bits of it, but that's probably because it wasn't being agitated or anything else. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it was fine. Let's get that washed. There we go in soapy water. Bring it back out. So, and I said to, by the way, I said to 365 on his video, I said I'll do this live so that there's no trickery involved. Everyone can see with their own eyes what I'm doing, and whether or not it works or whatnot. Well, we'll see. And yeah, folks. I mean, it's almost 100% gone. I can see a faint residue on it. I'm sure you can there as well if I tilt it just right there. There's that faint residue. But working on it can, and probably will get that off. So I'm gonna, for right now, I'm gonna leave that into solution for a little bit longer and show you guys some other things. Because why not? I've been working on a lot. I still got the other, whatever you call it, in the solution. So fear not. That's a fifth of an ounce of silver in solution. So yeah, on the precious metal form, I have over 100 ounces of silver. There we go. There we are there. This is what I'm either going to be melting or selling. I already have all my melt silver, but with these here, this is an awful lot of silver. Things that I just no longer collect or just stopped collecting. And yeah, the prices kind of vary. There's all sorts of stuff. For the most part, it's about 31 an ounce. There are some, sets in here of things. So, I don't know if any one of you guys have seen it, but let me have a look here quickly and kind of give you a quick rundown of it without having to go through stuff. So, right. So I got everything starting here with I just wanted to make sure I got, because I lined up everything so I can easily do it. Starting with the 1/4 ounce colorized Perth mint. That was one of those just silly ones. Got another Perth mint. Is that another? Yeah, it is. Another Perth mint one here. The first one in the series. Absolutely brilliant and beautiful. But then I got things like 1 ounce cash, World of Giraffes, African Wildlife, Elephants, Australia's 2 ounce Canadian Geese. There's a 2 ounce bowl of Clarence in there from the Queen's Beast. I got the Looney Tune series. I got George and the Dragon, a little bit toned. I got, this is one of those really cool ones here. I have, should be this really high relief set. And it's the Grim Reaper. Got the 2 here. Now, those have been with me since 2018 and was it 2017 as well? I can't remember. Yeah, 2017. And then I also got one of these Death Before Dishonor. This is a nice 2 ounce piece here. That's just the front row. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff from Street Fighter to you name it, and away it goes. But let's have a look here and see Next giveaway prize. Let's have a look and see what these golds are doing here. Grabbing a little bit of coffee quickly before I do this, and I'm just going to pop these ones out and work with them because they've been in there now what I consider to be more than a reasonable amount of time, and I'll clean them up regardless, one way or another, after this. If it doesn't work, or if it does, we'll kind of see. So, grab them both out of here. Take those fingers in there, get them a bit dry. One thing I have learned, and as a wise person, I can happily pass this on to you guys. Okay? Put the lid back on. The amount of times I've knocked this dang thing over in the workshop has been stupid. So I got the water there. Let me quickly check this one here first. See if it's come off or started to. You won't be able to see this one because it's on the jeweler's loop. And yes, that actually has come off. I have not had to rub it. I'm just going to give it a tiny rub anyway on where it was, but just to double check. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that has come off. Yeah. Right, so that's getting dipped. And it's getting put away over here to dry. We'll take a look over here. This is the Britannia, which, as I mentioned before, and you saw, it was down below. I'll have to try to zoom in a bit there. Just about see it there. Right where my thumb is. So let's try to do it. Try to grab it on this end before I do the other side. Give it a nice. You don't want to push. You don't want to create micro scratches. I mean, some people like to have these graded, so yeah, it's just one of those things. You have to be super, super, super careful. I think that's gone, folks. A little bit. Maybe it's the light. Was it the light? A little bit, I think. Tiny bit more. So 365 was not talking out of his backside. He was not talking out of anything else. He probably took a little bit more time than I did, or maybe his spot was a dang sight easier, but mine, my two were a little bit of a pain. And I don't know what he also used to polish them. But yeah, he's definitely has done a nice public service announcement, and I suggest you have a look and see his shorts. The YouTube shorts I'm talking about, if you guys are wondering. I'm just going through this, rubbing it around, getting it off, making sure that there's nothing left behind. And then I'll dip this in the soapy water right afterwards. And yeah, still a tiny, tiny, tiny mark. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to call it quits, I think, because that was a really bad example. I'll be able to finish that later. So there you have it, folks. You know, I've I've done something. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Done something, and it should be all sorted out. Just get off my gloves because I don't need to do anything else. But yeah, it hasn't come out bad at all. Little bits now just to tidy up. That's pretty dang good. I'm happy with that. And that can sit in my pile. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a go just with one of my Q-tips, which is just all cotton. So I don't need to worry about that either. But that's it. JT, man, thank you, brother. You should really be, passing that on to 365. He's the one that's, behind it. He's the one that, told me to do it live. So I've done it live. Just kind of wanted to get it out there and everything else. I do have a question. If anyone has in the UK, I know that everyone bounces around to different areas and stuff. But if anyone has in the UK a jeweler's bench, I'm after one. And I prefer with as many bells and whistles as possible. As you guys can see here, I got things like, and no, I'm not selling these. These are my little bits. Got things like all of my 9-karat gold. That's in here. Oh, and a couple more. There's some more gold. I just have to strip that pearl off. I have, of course, my pearls, and these are natural. I got lots of really cool things. I've had to buy some amethyst, and I wasn't too sure what size to buy because my wife, of course, this is the thing with rings. Of course, all of those other bits there. Sorry, these are rubies, not amethyst. I've already bought the dang amethyst. Yeah. Sadly, she lost one of her rubies, and of course, it has to be the most expensive one. So I have to refit that and do that. And as I've shown you guys many a times, my little Scrooge McDuck, one of many on my website, guys and girls. So if you like one of those, head on over. You can pick them up, grab them, have some fun. But there we are. Huge amount of thank you to every one of you guys for joining me. I'll my next video, which is tomorrow, I'll take some photos of these both fully cleaned up and where the areas were. So I'll kind of circle them in the photo editing. That way you guys can see them, you know what's happened. But there you are. So huge thank you. Check out the Precious Metal Forum if you want any of these things. There's a lot there. Everything from really collectible Year of the Snake, Year of the Dragons, from Baron & Co. To, what was it? We got tigers here. There we go. Rabbit. Unusual things to find, by the way. This is one of them that's super hard to get. The dragon. And the Peligre Falcon as well. And just for your giggles, I've shaved my head, yes. And I just got to shave my beard. See, there you go. So sending out lots of mahalas, whatever. You get the drift. I'll see you guys later. I got a lot of cleaning up to do now. All right. Peace.